Rylee Haught. I just turned 24 years old. I'm from West Virginia and came down here from Pittsburgh, where I currently live, to protest and make sure Biden knows that he's not going to continue to see young people turning out the way we have for him as president, and for, protecting our Senate majority if he doesn't keep his promise and end fossil fuel leasing on federal lands.
So what are you planning on doing today? Like, explain, like, what if things go right, what's going to happen?
We are going to shut down the White House Correspondents' Dinner. A few different affinity groups. We got each entrance covered, scoped out ahead of time. We've done a lot of direct action training for folks. But yeah, we're going to do our best to make sure people aren't getting in and out, except for, staff of the hotel. We're not trying to mess up somebody's work day. But for attendees of the Correspondents' Dinner, good luck getting in.
Why the Correspondents' Dinner? Like,
yeah.
why not something else?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of protests that happen at the White House, and those aren't necessarily as effective anymore just because people are so used to it. So I think we needed to choose a different venue, and I think the Correspondents' Center was super strategic because we know that mainstream media outlets are not covering the climate crisis with the urgency that it deserves and actually treating it as a climate emergency. The quality and the quantity of climate coverage in mainstream media is pretty poor, and it's, I would say, because they're also being paid off by oil companies the same way our elected representatives are, and so when you're beholden to corporate special interest groups, it's pretty hard to trust that we actually do have a free press that they're supposed to be celebrating tonight. The people with the most money right now are also fossil fuel companies, so obviously they're going to try to protect their own wealth and push propaganda to basically say, like, for example, when they report on the climate emergency and Biden signing onto Willow, for example, they'll say, oh, Biden has ticked off the environmentalists, when they really should be saying Biden is threatening the future of humanity. We're not just environmentalists, we are human beings who live on an earth that we rely on for sustenance, and that's what brought us here. I'm 24 years old. I didn't think I would be doing this at 24 years old, and I'm from West Virginia. Like I said, there's such a history of corporations coming into West Virginia and extracting our resources, promising all these job opportunities, but then leaving us high and dry, or paying outside folks to come in, do the job for a few months, and then leave. So ultimately, they're extracting our wealth and taking it for themselves. This has happened with the timber industry, and then the coal industry, still happening, the chemical industry, and now, prescription opioids and the pharmaceutical industry. It is a repeated pattern in a place like Appalachia, where otherwise we are discarded as being a red state or a bunch of uneducated hillbillies. I've heard some of the worst stuff said about us, so I just want to be out here to represent West Virginians today, because the reality of our situation is a lot bleaker than I think what most people believe about us.